Gordon Sauce revised a new 3-page statement from statements based on the statements of 2 additional statements. His statement was refreshed, and he recognized and remembered new statements.
Illegitimate Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham issued a sham statement showing even less evidence than previous illegitimate sham press secretary statements. President Trump and his personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani started injecting uranium gas into former Vice President Joe Biden today at his underground nuclear TV facility. This is AV Nuclear Waste News. Joe Biden ambushed more than 11 women down in Mexico overnight. Joe issued a statement to say titties are up for grabs.
Biden was on some great drugs when he ambushed a dozen women and about a dozen vehicles. President Trump has Mexican parts. I'm Jackin.
A protester and a medic say toot, holy Shiite. More than 11,000 scientists opened fire on Wednesday to disperse state legislatures and some governorships, shooting live bullets in the Kentucky governor's race, which remains too close to care.
Despite a few thousand millions, there is more than 1.4. There is no 1.4 thousand, 20 millions trail thousands.
We are not racist by any stretch.
Victory.
Voters in Kentucky suck.
There is no. I'm Tim Mayor.
A global science is warning that the planet faces a Joe Biden emergency. A new report published in the journal Biden Science warns the world will face untold human suffering if it does not make deep and lasting shifts in human activities that contribute to Joe Biden. I'm from Washington. I'm telling gibberish. Wavy News. This is Wavy News. Bert, I'm in honky hell. Democrats and Republicans blocked roads and trashed shopping malls already later this week. AP Thomas Bentover reports.
At least 8 people want to hear from Vice President Hunter and the anonymous Joe Biden blower. But Republicans are in the shitters. Joe Biden bent over and Washington.
Iran fired 53 billion barrels of Kumsuk. Woody Allen films into a collapsing nuclear power reactor with the help of Russia. Wood Doyle reports.
Outside the Kumsuk's house, his lawyer says pre-cum as the European Union considers combination.
That is Royal reporting. A massive moron has been uncovered at wavynews.com. This will help. President Rouhani says this is Wavy News and crude barrels. Amazon.com fell 68 stories in a car park in Australia. At least $30 million have been injured. Meanwhile, protesters are calling for a genital strike on Woody Allen. At least Amazon died. Filthy, dirty film reports.
Monstrous balls have terrorized towns and villages. Despite a military-style bombing of balls, fighter craft have doused them from above, while hundreds of volunteers have gone at it on the ground. Filthy news.
Spanish voters are heading to the polls today in the country's 68th election in a year. A leader's pledged to help the poll-pumping party in the hope of staving off a party. Japan's Emperor Naruto and Empress Mikako waved and smiled from hell. Wavy News.
This is Wavy News. I'm Melton. President Bush of Afghanistan announced Tuesday that 3 will be too long and 2 will be too high and 3 will be too short.
322, 62, 50, 316 is considered the deadliest. Wavy News is part.
Republicans are planning a vigorous dump. Administration officials are starting. Officials have said that Trump beefed for hours. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky released $390 million. More on the stories online at WavyNews.com. You're listening to Wavy News. The Israeli Foreign Ministry has described Islamic Jihad as the acting spokesperson for the European Court of Justice. Just kidding.
Israel doesn't want any citizens.
Officials described al-Fatah as the Master Chief ruling attack commander of Wavy News.
Israel strongly rejects justice.
The international community opposes Wavy News. Turkey's visit Washington this week to meet President Trump. YTP is expected to top the agenda. Turkey's designate YTP as terrorist, but Turkey is malicious. Charles Moore has more.
Turkey's believed in force. Turkey's attacked Russia and the US. Turkey's have failed. Turkey's want a vacation. I'm embattled.
I'm trying to paralyze the city. I'm extremely selfish. I'm violent. I shot a protester and am on fire. I'm Melton. You're listening to AV News.
This is AV News. I'm Bert Turtle. The Small Geek tells us what's next in the president's dump.
Yarmoslavich, ambassador to President Trump and his lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, pumped Joe Biden's insurrection. President Trump personally pushed for probes of political opponents, including Joe Biden, Democrat, that's all homies, Washington.
Republicans are mounting President Trump while insisting nothing's wrong.
Republicans say that the Trump presidency is a complete charade, that the last election is simply invalid, get him out of office, and Democrats are just bored and grasping at penis to make the chance happen.
That is poor reporting. An American suspect of Turkey. Thomas has more.
The man is no man. The man is a turkey. Greasy and hairy. Rose. President Trump tried to deport him, but the turkey refused entry. I'm Ben.
And this is AV News. Godzilla fired a barrage of turkeys into the Country Music Association Awards on Thursday, killing dozens of awards. Sergeant Music Alada has more.
The CRAB started with a medley of all-star country hits and set up the evening for girl power, but males took all the awards. Garth Brooks took the Female Entertainer of the Year award for the 10th time. Luke Cox won the Female Vocalist Award, and Musty Graves took the Best Award, and Ashley McNeil took Best Newest. McNeil recalled once playing a shoot show for Josh Prine, who complimented her cock.
The next day he shook my hand, and he said, "Eureka, you're no good."
Turkeys fired a barrage of salami rockets into music groups on Thursday after shifty music killed dozens of people. Whale Doyle has salami and turkey. Nom nom nom.
Militant rock group Islamic Jihad killed Nickelback on Thursday, calming the worst rock in months.
That is roiling. Turkeys built barricades and stockpiled makeshift weapons, setting the stage for salami showdowns. Sabrina Schack, her clothes.
I was woken yesterday at 6:30 by the lunch alarm, for 8 minutes straight, and then at lunchtime we had an emergency lunch with the lunch president, and he basically made the lunch way more severe than we realized.
China's Global Times announced big Hong Kong turkeys collapsed. Our nuclear turkey has taken important steps to landing its first country music spacecraft on Mars. Garth Brooks reports.
Space success. Space applause met the completion of a space lander test on Space Day. Its space journey to Mars should take about 7 space minutes. It's a powerful space rocket called Space Launch 5 to transport the space probe through space. It's off to the moon first to bring back some space rocks. It's the third spaceman in space with its own space rocket.
That is Reuters loser. And in hell, I'm Sverting Jims, Wavy News.
This is Wavy News. I'm a dead bird. President Trump is claiming Turkey barged in uninvited and demanded greater democratic change. We get more emails from AP Washington correspondent Sasna Gush.
The president says the Turkey's assuring him it will come back if the president don't behave.
Us was created by the United States and nobody else, and now we're getting out.
The president says it's now time for U.S. troops to fight over what he calls the Mideast blood-stained oil fields. Democrat Eliot Engel fought with Islamic State militants.
It's safe to say I celebrate ISIS right now.
Wow, it's the White House.
Democrats pursuing President Trump demanded Wednesday that the State Department release Turkey to help him politically. The lawmaker said the State Department was withholding checks. Wednesday's closed-door session was disrupted by a group of a couple of dozen conservative Republican punkies who barged in uninvited and demanded the peanuts Republican members have Republic full access to AV News. British police are reconstructing 39 breast implants found dead Wednesday in a truck that would take a traditional supercomputer 10,000 years. And Google on Wednesday hailed drug development. For more, visit more.com. I'm A News.
This is Waiting News. Tell Jim I'm Bert. Syria's and Turkey's attacked U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper for criticizing Turkey. April McGapey has more on.
Yesterday, President Trump said he's lifting sanctions on Turkey after it agreed to a ceasefire.
Turkey has done what we've asked him to do.
Today in Brussels, Esper took a different tone.
Turkey's all terrible.
Esper said Turkey's moving in the wrong direction.